Yo, time. So it's show time. Episode 26, big 26 in this. But you know how we do. We're talking about Alien Earth episode 4. But I can't do this show alone. And unfortunately, one of our co-hosts is not going to be here tonight. Mac ain't going to be able to make it. So definitely sending love to Mac, my co-host. Hope you come back soon, bro. We in your corner, bruh. But I do have the man from Skunkle, smelling like Funkle, not your mother's brother. What's the word? That's Uncle Bird.
Yeah, how we doing tonight?
I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right.
All right.
I don't like to. I'll bitch to you because you're a fan, but I don't like to bitch on the public stream like that. But shit's been crazy. Just trying to. I'm trying to put a lot of stuff together and make a lot of things happen, and sometimes there ain't enough time to do it all, so that gets rough. But yeah, besides that, things is cool. Things is good with you, Unc?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what's up.
Living the dream, just not mine.
Yeah. Okay, so first up to start the show, we got some new McFarlane Toys announcements and pre-order alerts. Damn, I'm trying to remember. This Batman, this is a particular Batman.
Is it like almost like the year one type one, or
It's not year one?
It don't look like Fat Bat, but he has kind of like the more outlined bat in yellow.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell you. There's quite a few.
for the life of me, it's Rebirth. That's what it is. Yeah, I was trying to remember what it was. It's Batman Rebirth. It's a storyline kind of story arc he had or whatever. So this is designed off that. You can see the bat logo is even a little different than normal.
Sir.
We got Penny in the chat talking about, yo, guys. Yo. And G in the chat. Yo. So, what you think about this outfit, though?
I like it. I like the design of the Batman. I mean, it's definitely like a combination of a couple different styles that we've seen Batman wear, but I think it's a pretty cool looking figure.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. The same thing, kind of like it reminds me of like a mashup of multiple Batman suits, or like you got the gray, like from the gray and blue kind of Batman. His whole pajama suit looking vibe under there, and then you got the kind of black cowl and cape from like almost Dark Knight kind of era, and even the movie.
Look at the gloves and gauntlets on them. I mean, they're kind of more like armor in a sense.
Yeah,
the rest of the outfit looks.
So it's a pretty cool outfit. I kind of like it. Batman Rebirth. And then they got the Batman Rebirth Batmobile as well.
Little Keaton-esque.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Liking it.
I don't know. It reminds me of the cartoon one too. And it's kind of like the cartoon one.
I don't know, because I didn't see anything that said, if it was from like one of the animated series or shows. So,
but I'm talking about Batman the animated. You remember what that Batmobile looked like? Doesn't it kind of look like that?
I don't, because I didn't watch a lot of it.
I think just like the engine part looked a little different, but everything else, like the body shape, looks the same. And then, we also showed off some of these Batman animated series McFarlane Toys before. These are up for pre-order now. So, you can go put your money down and pre-order these now. And Yeah, my thoughts are pretty much the same. These look pretty much like the cartoons, so I think they're pretty dope. These are
Animated series.
yeah, but this is like Joker and and Harley Quinn when they were, I don't know, like suited up. He wasn't wearing his normal Joker attire.
Yeah. Mr. J was being classy, I guess. Right?
Mr. J was being classy. It's a Mad Love 2-pack. So you get these together.
Yeah. I like it. They definitely look like from the series that look well made. So yeah.
Her neck looked crazy though. She got a pencil neck.
Yeah. Are these the ones that come with like some of the detachable hands and heads to change the?
Yeah, you can see him in this picture here.
Yeah, so that's probably why.
I don't know about faces, but they show the hands there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, maybe not. I don't know why.
And then you also got McFarlane Toys hitting us with the Peacemaker figure. This one I wasn't too sure about. It doesn't. I don't know. It don't really look like John Cena to me very much.
No, it looks more like the comic book one, I think.
Okay, is it meant to?
Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the comic book Peacemaker. I wasn't even aware of Peacemaker till Suicide Squad movie came out.
I still haven't seen that.
James Gunn's or the
second one.
The second one? Oh, you should watch it. It's actually, I liked it. Yeah, I was like, because the first one I didn't like. I remember, like the dudes from Set Gang South were like they put out a single called Suicide Squad with the four of them on there, and they all kind of like were taking on personas, and it was a dope tie-in because the movie had just came out, and I was like, yo, I thought the concept was dope, and then I saw the movie, and I was like, damn, movie, I thought it was shitty,
Yeah, it was
the James Ayers one. I thought it was shitty. Yeah, it was like a thumbs down for me. I wasn't impressed with it at all. But then James Gunn did his, and then named it pretty much the same thing, just took the out of it. And I was like, why would he do that? And I didn't. But then I watched the movie, and I was like, oh, he was the person. He was the right person for that brand because the goofiness, the quirkiness of the different characters. He picked all these randos like Peacemaker, Polka Dot Man, Weasel, like Killer Croc, and then he had like Stallone do the voice of Killer Croc and stuff. And and then like Starro's the big bad, so it's goofy, man. It's kind of like along the, like if you like Guardians because it's weird and goofy, a talking raccoon. Think of him, doing some DC stuff just like that. That's where I became aware of Peacemaker. But so I will say, we wanted to do our review on Peacemaker. You messaged me this week talking about, have you been watching, the new season? So I think I'm on episode 5, going on episode 6 of the first season. I had to play catch up and watch Peacemaker season 1. So I'm thinking by next week, even if we make it a segment of our next show, we should be able to review the season premiere of season 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. We could do that. Yeah, I binged it last Saturday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What, season 2 or season 1?
Season 1. I think there's only one episode out for season 2.
Okay.
I think they're come every week. I think we're getting a new one. So
yeah, I didn't know if they were putting out like
no
the whole season at once.
Did you watch last episode? Did we have a calendar date for each release for each episode for Peacemaker?
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I need to go back and watch that on Yo.
Go back and watch that episode.
Yeah, I need to watch my own show again. You're right. We did put up. Yeah. Damn. See, I be forgetting what the fuck we even do on the show. So
I don't.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess outfit wise, I mean, it looks like Peacemaker, but I think under the helmet, I was expecting more John Cena look. So it's just like a big, goofy, big chin guy. I guess that's probably how he looks in the books. I'm not familiar though. All right, then we got some Marvel Legends announcements and pre-order alerts. This Ghost Rider, I'm really digging. I'm not gonna lie.
Johnny Cage.
No, Johnny Blaze, fool.
Blaze. Oh.
Yeah, go back,
Go
watch
back.
it on Yo, because that's Mortal Kombat.
Go back and read the comic book. Play the video game.
That's a whole separate. Yeah, this is Johnny Blaze, fool.
But Mortal Kombat's coming out, so.
And what I like about this too is he looked like out the '70s book Johnny Blaze. He doesn't look like the Johnny Blaze we knew, or Danny Ketch, or even oh Lord, the latest Ghost Rider.
Yeah, Ramirez.
Yeah. So Robbie Ramirez.
Yeah, Robbie.
Yeah, this reminds me of them my first images I ever seen of Ghost Rider back in the day, like his early appearances. And I don't know if they've ever done like a toy where his chain was half fire, half chain, like kind of like that. That looks cool too.
I don't think so, but yeah, that gives a nice look to it.
Ghost Rider figure rocks.
Game figure.
Yeah, it's not a game figure, but
we did the episode with the fighting one. I don't remember how that one looked.
I don't think he was in that series. They didn't have all the characters. And he wasn't necessarily in any of the Marvel vs. Capcom Still Infinite, I think. And those Gamerverse characters were based on like the earlier iterations, like MVC2, MVC1. But you see here, he's got different head molds you could pop on too, where he's like half turning into the Ghost Rider at that point. Also looks like maybe he's on some hardcore drugs.
Maybe.
He's like, shit's kicking in, bro.
Got those Mephisto eyes right there.
I think I'm peeking. She said looks like a PlayStation game figure. No. Nope. Straight comic book vibes there.
Yeah. I like it.
And then we got Dr. Doom also coming from Marvel Legends. It's kind of like a throwback Doom. I will say, I don't know why, bro. He looks cross-eyed in this picture, bro. He looks like,
yeah, he does.
Yeah. Something about
like the metal nose. He probably just keeps seeing it as periphery. Give him that one crazy eye, a little cross-eyed.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like if that's a mistake or it's just an optical illusion.
Couldn't tell you which one it is, but there's a little goofy eyed there.
Yeah,
definitely is a classic Doom.
It reminds me of a Robot Chicken episode or something because he looks kind of goofy.
You never know. He might have had a hand in it.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this figure. I mean, the rest of it looks cool, but it's just his eyes are like on the left there. You don't see it as much on the right, but on the left there, he looks cross-eyed again.
Not as bad as the first one. That one, kind of got maybe a little bit of shading in there that makes it look a little different. But I think his eyes are spot on. You know how he's aiming down the gun and the one on the right for sure.
I mean, even if you look at, like, I like that I mean, he's evil as hell, but he got some little sorcery books it looks like he comes with as accessories. So he's like practicing casting spells.
Now this one, the one on the right, looks like he's cross-eyed. The other one looks like he's actually looking at the book.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
I'm not going to get it out of my head. I'm just be like, oh. Looking for it. Some cross-eyed Doctor Doom.
Yeah. Maybe that's why he's reading them books. He's trying to figure out a spell to fix his eyes.
Maybe that one looks upside down. I don't know.
He's looking left, looking right at the same damn time.
He's looking multiple dimensions, maybe.
That could be true. And then it's like, I didn't know that he had that jetpack kind of thing in the comics. Like, I remember that from the games. Yeah. Like from Marvel vs. Capcom, because I remember he could kind of hover for a little bit and jet around a little bit.
Yeah, I want to say it was an older iteration thing. I thought he had different kind of, like, almost like Tony Stark, like in his feet or something, or he had some crazy, like, I don't know, hoverboard thing that, you know, was like one of those segways or whatever.
Yeah, well, what is that shit on his back then?
Well, I'm just saying, I think that's an older iteration of Doom.
Well, yeah,
I think I've seen him too much, you know, with it at recent, but I could be wrong.
All right, so moving on. Let's see what we got up next here. We got this is pretty dope. Finally got a little Mysterio figure based on the animated series Spider-Man. A lot of fans been wanting to. I don't know if they had this back in the day. I imagine they did, but a lot of fans been asking for this for a while. And this also has the different head sculpts where you can pop in different faces under the mask, which is kind of cool. Mm-hmm. I always liked this interpretation of Mysterio.
Oh, yeah, fishbowl head.
Yeah, well, I'm just mainly the way they drew the costume. I always thought it was really dope. It had a certain flair that it kind of didn't have in the comics. Like you see how it's like, I don't know, his gloves spike up a little bit more. I don't know, you know, even I don't know. He's just maybe his colors pop a little bit more than they did in the comics back in the day. Yeah. More like a fluorescent green kind of vibe.
Don't like the boots though.
They're not as high as that one boots we showed on Mr. Bones. Mr. Bones had them crazy hooker boots on. So yeah, the boots are a little extra though, I will say that. But then again, so is Mysterio in general, his whole suit.
Hmm. You got him with this obscured face under the Mysterio magic stuff, and just holding his fishbowl.
And he looking like Shawn Michaels on the right there. Mm-hmm. Sweet chin music.
I don't know. That's more like Robert Englund in V.
I don't know about that. I'm not hip.
Old alien show.
You're showing your age, Unc.
Well, sometimes you gotta. Yeah, Freddy Krueger before he's Freddy Krueger.
I know who he is, but I don't remember what that was in.
Oh yeah, some lizard people with people.
This your boy right here, strong guy.
Guido.
Yeah,
He's X Factor.
yeah. You got me hip to him back in the day.
Yeah, he was definitely different.
I remember you telling me about all them dudes. I was like, who is he? Multiple Man. Who's he? Guidos. They call him Strong Guy. Wolfsbane. Havoc. I remembered Havoc, but Polaris. That was my favorite. Like, to me, iconic, I think, X Factor team. Like, because there was a point X Factor had Archangel, Cyclops,
No, the original X-Men.
Miss Marvel, yeah, the original X-Men after like Colossus, Wolverine, Nightcrawler kind of took over the X-Men. The OG X-Men became X Factor, but then at some point in time, Marvel was just like, they came with this dope idea, I thought, and I would still love to see it play out on the live action screen eventually, even if it's 10 years from now. After the X-Men are introduced, I would like to see, the government kind of put together their own mutant team. And I thought that was a genius idea. And then, it's almost a whole new squad of mutants outside of Havoc, maybe Polaris.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean you could bring a lot of because there are a lot of people in and out of that anyways. Definitely. Multiple that'd be interesting to see too.
Guido was always funny looking though. He had that
Yeah,
little strand of hair on the front of his head and them
wasn't
weird
he a lot
glasses.
younger too or something? He was
I
just
think
something like weird with him, like that, like he was like young, but
he might have been, yeah. I don't know. I don't know too much about him, you know what I
no,
mean?
like you hit him and he absorbs your kinetic energy and then fires it back at you.
Yeah. But I just I don't know what his like I know he's not as strong as the Hulk, but I don't know, you know what I mean? Like which how far his strength goes in the Marvel kind of canon.
Strength and durability at that point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I know I'm pretty sure he's not up there with some of the top dogs, like, like I said, Hulk, maybe a Colossus, certain people. I think
Not,
he's
not,
I
not,
think
not
he's
unless
under that.
oh, isn't there a mutant that like enhances others' abilities and stuff like that? Maybe if he got some of that.
Yeah, potentially. Yeah. I would just love to see this character make it on a live action screen eventually with the whole squad. Because we've never really got to see these characters in a cartoon or, I think they might have popped up in the X-Men series as a cameo or something yeah, I think they did fight X Factor like in one episode. But it wasn't, I would like to see a whole series with these characters.
They've had some good ones throughout the years.
The little
Looking more.
what's up?
I was gonna say I was a little bit more looking forward to like an X Force.
Yeah.
One of the iterations of that I think would be nice.
I mean, I'd like to see that too, but I think there's room for all this shit. Why the F not? You could have 20 different Star Wars shows based on Boba Fett or this or that. Why can't you have an X Factor, a X Men, a X Force, all that?
I agree.
I like the dumbbell he comes with too, so you can have him flexing. And then you got these kind of, I would say, 80s era X-Men?
I said 97. X-Men 97 on the box. So.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They had these outfits on at the end of, or I think in a singular episode or something like that. They actually did put them in there. Classic. But these, this is the classic all new X-Men kind of outfits.
Yeah.
That cover where you had Colossus, Storm, Wolverine, Nightcrawler, Cyclops, I think Jean Grey on the cover. Also kind of what the X-Men arcade game was artistically around that era when they did the pilot episode of Kitty Pryde and the X-Men.
Yeah.
You ever watch that?
I don't recall. I don't believe so.
So before the X-Men, the classic X-Men animated series came to Fox, they did a pilot episode called Kitty Pryde and the X-Men. And Wolverine was like in this brown and yellow outfit. Or brown and orange, some people even call it. They were in that era of style clothing and all that, and the show revolved more around, it was before Jubilee. So
Yeah.
Kitty Pryde was kind of the Jubilee figure in the pilot episode. But it's funny because Wolverine had an Australian voice actor. So, and he's Canadian, so it was kind of funny. But yeah, luckily that show didn't get greenlit. It's not bad though if you watch it, but that is what the X-Men arcade is based off, is that pilot episode. They thought it was going to take flight, and all the characters, that's why you got Dazzler, why Kitty Pryde's not a playable character, I don't know. I think you had to save her though, kind of, and save Professor X in the game, so I don't know. Anyhow,
she was too young to fight, so
yeah, potentially, yeah. She might have still been a teen, and they might have had some kind of legal issue getting that, past in arcades. So back then, who knows? But yeah, that's kind of what these outfits were inspired by. That's what the arcade was inspired by. Little nuggets of info,
drizzled in.
No, sir, we're not doing the drizzling. We're not doing none of that, sir. We're not doing drizzling in. I like these though. They look good.
Yeah, the Wolverine with his mask off definitely looks, from that era for sure. With that angry growl. Berserker Rage.
Berserker Rage, bub. Storm looked badass too.
Yeah.
I like how they got the lightning coming out to her fingertips like that. You see that?
Yep.
Her fingers are literally like turning yellow and turning to the ball. So that's a cool little attachment, those different Storm hands.
Like Wolverine, he just gets claws or no claws.
And then Storm's kind of got the flying hair, just the standing still hair.
She also got some lightning that she can, looks like she can grasp maybe with the hand that's not shooting it out of her fingers.
Storm's a beast, bro. They got to get her right in the upcoming, the rebooted X-Men movie when they recast and all that. She's got to be like God tier, like Thor almost,
Well, yeah, she can manipulate the weather anywhere, which gives her
Storm's
a lot
a
of other
beast. So, and we got these Marvel Legends Deadpool figures were also announced. And he's kind of cool. Comes with a bunch of different accessories, different hand
like
poses.
Goop.
Comes with dupe.
Goop.
Dupe, man. How many times we got to go through this, Unc?
I think it's Goop.
It's Dupe. DOOP. Why we got to argue about this? He's about to be in the Avengers Doomsday. We showed. Go back and watch it on Yo Hero.
But I still think I think when I looked it up, it's a Goop.
It's a Goop? No, that's Goop Scoop. That's a whole different thing.
No, he looked like a Slimer.
Google DOOP. It comes right up. He comes right up. Dupe. Yeah, it's a dupe. So quit calling him Goop. This ain't Goop Scoop. Fruit Loop. This is Dupe.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm still going to call him Goop. He don't look like a dupe.
You even get a chimichanga accessory with this, sir. Chimichanga. That's Dupe. And I watch, he's going to be in Avengers Doomsday, and then you're going to know all about Dupe.
Stupidest name ever.
It is a stupid name, but I bet you he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be a big factor in the movie too, because I think he's got like ridiculous. His power set's crazy.
Well, that's why I said Deadpool. Yes. Why not?
Yeah, what if Deadpool brings him to the squad? Like if he's like, you remember that Anarchy Avenger thing we showed off that
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds posted? What if he's part of his, Anarchy Avenger X-Men squad?
Well, it'll be quite the squad.
He looks like somebody Deadpool would roll with though.
They
Nobody like
I'll tell you,
nobody
they
else would
gotta keep
like him, want to
they
be
gotta keep
around him.
Domino. They gotta keep Domino.
I'd like that. I don't know. We haven't seen any signs of that necessarily. We did talk about it on the one show. Go back, watch it on y'all.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to start writing down show notes what we talked about on each show, so I can tell you which episode.
Well, we also talked about the rumor that you showed up with maybe a show or a movie of our own.
So SH Figure Arts, I gotta give SH Figure Arts props because what they seem to excel in to me is like, oh, Marvel Legends ain't gonna put this out. We got you, fans. So when we showed off all them Gamerverse figures, there's certain obvious key Marvel characters that were in the Marvel vs. Capcom games that they didn't make figures of. They made a Juggernaut, they made a Thanos, they made a Wolverine, they made a Psylocke, but they didn't make Spider-Man for some reason. But SH Figure Arts got the rights, got the license, and they're making it. And it's stylized like the Marvel vs. Capcom, the Capcom Spider-Man, I should say.
Yeah.
Got him doing all his classic poses, and that on the right, that's like his idol pose, his jumping pose from the Capcom games. And the articulation's there so they can do these in-game poses too, which is fire.
Even flexes at the toes there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
You got a spider punch on the right.
Spider uppercut.
I think it was spider punch.
Is that what he says?
Yeah, I think you're mixing Ken Masters up with
No.
Spider-Man now, sir.
It's the same shit.
It's not.
It is.
It is not. One's Street Fighter, one's Marvel. That was the whole big deal about the
all Capcom.
Not the same. Technically, yes. All right. And then we got Funko dropping some Deadpool versus Deadpool and Wolverine drops, which, like we said, sometimes these drops seem a little late, don't they?
Yes.
But they already dropped a bunch of Deadpool and Wolverine Funko drops, but this is kind of the scene where they united to shut down that what was that, Time Ripper? The Time Ripper that Mr. Paradox had set up? Or no, well, it was the Time Ripper Mr. Paradox had, but Cassandra Nova was taking over. Yeah, so this is from that scene where I think that, what did they play? Did they play Madonna or something during that scene when they were like holding hands? It was like I think it was like a prayer, just like a prayer. Yeah. This is the just like a prayer scene, so that's what that's from.
Yeah. Well.
All right, y'all. We got to give a disclaimer. So we got a new image. You can read it down on the bottom. If you got children in the room, get them out of there. Don't have your children in the room on this next slide. All right, don't get them out of here. We might lose a viewer. I'm okay with that. Get your children out of here because this next slide It's about the Toxic Avenger unrated reboot. And this came out and just hit Twitter, came across my Twitter feed, my X feed, I should say, Elon. And yeah, so I guess the caption, I remember like because you read the caption before you get to the photo, and it said, "New Toxic Avenger photo shows this is gonna truly be unrated." And I was like, "Damn, what's this gonna be? A violent picture?" And I scroll down, and I see this. What the hell? Toxie got his radioactive meat out,
Oh man.
offering up some Colorado Kool-Aid to himself. The old,
Oh man, he's giving himself a golden shower. It's an
yeah,
acid bath, probably.
yeah, he's got his legs in the air doing some R. Kelly stuff on his face. That's crazy work.
Uh, it's nasty work.
Yeah, so it's out there. It's gonna be in theaters. Unc, I, I'm telling you, I wanted to see the movie, but I don't know if I want to see this
Oh,
in the movie. This is ridiculous. This is a bit. This is taking it kind of far.
wow. It's beyond. I can't even look. It's just.
Let's get it out of there.
Can we please? Can we
I'm
please?
uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable.
I'm beyond uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable.
That's.
Yeah, that's.
It burned that into my fucking mind now.
I look. The internet didn't give me an option. I'm not giving y'all an option.
You did give an option. Get the kids out of the room.
Right, that's true. But I'm not giving you an option because you're the one that made me watch Toxic Avenger when I was a kid. And now we're all like, oh, let's go. We're going to go see the reboot. We love the original. Look what we got to deal with. This is crazy. Crazy work. Crazy work.
He was banging a blind chick too, so.
Why is he pissing on himself?
I don't know. It looks like he's chained to that thing.
It did look like he was chained up, but he was still holding his meat. Wait, I don't understand. Maybe he's trying to piss the chains so they'll melt and he can get out.
But he's not aiming the right way. The chains are around the freaking pole. He's pissing in his face. There's no chain behind. I don't see a chain on the ground behind him.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's when you stand and piss on it. When you stand and piss on it.
That's the problem with photos out of context. Is I don't know how to take that. Now, mind you, that's as far as I know. That's
I was gonna say, are we sure that's pee? Are we sure that he's pissing?
And as far as I know, that's not somebody's real.
That's a prosthetic for sure.
Right. It's a prop. It's a prop that they got. They built for the movie, so it's not real, but it's still quite alarming. Quite alarming.
Just don't need to see it. Just don't need to see it.
Well, here's the thing: like, if it was like you go to the movie, it was in the movie, I still would be uncomfortable. But why did you release it as a press drop kind of thing? Like, hey, y'all, this is gonna be R-rated, and I was like, I don't know if I want to see that now.
I'm sure that's borderline. Was it the not rated?
Be careful.
NR-17. I mean, come
on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, the NR. They'll just say not rated. But this is unrated. It's the unrated version of the movie, so that means it's not rated R. It's worse than that.
I'm still gonna see it.
I mean, what I'm getting at is I wanted to see it. Most media, when they drop press kits, press releases, trailers, photos, it's supposed to elevate your excitement for going to see the movie. That didn't happen when they dropped that for me. That made me want to see the movie less, is what I'm getting at.
It might have enticed other people to see it.
No. They're entitled to that. Yes. But for me personally, it made me want to see the movie less. Do you got our next slides up?
It should be up.
I don't see them. Alrighty.
It was alright.
Cool. Thank you. So Fandango is giving us a closer look at Baraka's ratchet mouth. His
That
mouth looked
grill.
crazy. His mouth looked crazy. Yeah. They don't got no orthodontist on his planet. That's a fact. No dentist, no orthodontist. They don't have any of that. I doubt they got mouthwash. They might not even have toothbrushes. And if they do, they could be made out of the same thing that makes the roof on that hut behind them. I'm not sure. I just know. And yeah, they got, man, he got a lot of teeth.
That gives Venom some, it's cut all the way back. Like he's got a flip top head. I mean, this
Oh, yeah.
definitely gives Venom a run for his money as far as grills go.
Yes. Or number of teeth.
Oh, definitely.
Because he got rows behind that first row.
Oh yeah, there's at least three deep in there.
Yeah, there's a
Crazy.
few there's a few rows. It's kind of yeah.
I think it looks good. It looks fucked up Baraka dude.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the tribal paint and the not kind of classic outfit like he had in MK2. I wish they'd just go for it, with the outfits or whatever. Like, I guess they're probably trying to give layers to the character because he's got a whole, there's a whole tribe or whatever that look like him or whatever. I get that to an extent. And then trying to make him the alpha of his tribe or whatever the case. I get that, but it's kind of, it looks like Baraka, but it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only thing that makes it you think it's Baraka is the mouth, kind of, but
yeah,
you get rid of that, it doesn't look like Baraka.
just looks like some crazy dude.
Yeah. All right.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about this Alien show, episode 4.
Number 4.
Observation. That's what this one was called. What did you observe in this 4th episode? Anything that stuck out to you?
Yeah, I'm always never good with names, but that the main scientist dude, like he's
Are you talking about the synth?
yeah, he's kind of
Kirsch.
Kirsch,
Yeah.
Kirsch. I think he's like, I mean, he seems to be monitoring everything. Like he knows what's going on with everything.
He's very aware.
Yes.
And he's like he's taking memos on every little thing that's.
Yeah, I think what I mean, like out of the whole episode of what I got is that like I don't know who's trustworthy anymore. Like there's people with a lot of agendas going on, and
Oh yeah.
it's almost Kirsch wants somebody to go in there and attach, get the egg attached to him and produce the thing, an alien or whatever.
It's almost like Kirsch is seeing the arrogance and impulsiveness of humans, and he's almost like, well, if something bad happens to you, it's going to be on your own behalf, kind of deal. Like
it's not going to affect me because I'm going to
because the alien doesn't want him because it can't put a baby, basically can't use him as a host. So yeah. So and then also you can almost pick up on when Cavalier treats him shitty. He kind of gives him that side eye, like, I'll go do as you requested, but that was a rude way to address me, kind of deal. Because he'll talk down to him like you're a machine. Go do what I told you.
That's what I'm trying to figure out with him, because obviously he's some form of AI. He wasn't a kid that was brought up that way.
Right.
So I'm just wondering if he's starting to, evolve as far as the AI goes inside his system, where he seems, where the computer doesn't matter what you type into it or whatever, it's going to give you whatever answer and stuff like that. It doesn't have the feeling aspect where he looks like, yeah, he's upset. He's kind of curious, he's got these human like emotions for being an AI, or motivations, for things that are going on. I mean, he's spying on the kid. Why don't he just send some of their military or whatever over to that dude's house, that kid's house, and capture this cyborg dude at all costs?
Oh yeah, or report it to Cavalier.
Yeah.
He's
So
just
it's just, there's a lot of weird shit going on in the background.
yeah, he's just kind of he's he he's listening to his phone, his like little weirder ass phone call he's having with Morrow. You know, I think it's the kid's going by the name Slightly, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Morrow's putting the pressure on the kid to kind of go get him an alien egg, and the kid don't have the guts to do it, or knows he'll get caught in the process. So Morrow is holding the kid's family hostage and all that. Threatening him to harm his family if he doesn't follow through. I think one of the main things I observed from this episode observation was, or that stuck out to me the most, was Wendy learning how to speak alien. And this whole process, that's pretty crazy to me.
Well,
Maybe not learning how to speak alien, but she
well,
can mimic their sounds and stuff like that.
well,
That was something new that I've never seen in the Alien franchise.
Well, like they said with these hybrids, that they gave them bigger storage for their brains and stuff like that. So since everything else is synthetic except for their thought process or whatever, their spirit mind or whatever is running them downloaded memories and personality and stuff. I think that she realizes you can do like she can lift things and run fast. She can do more with what she has built into her than she realizes. Where he's like,
Well, and also then she also, to build on that, she can do more than she would ever have been capable of as a normal human.
oh yeah. I'm just curious to why she's the only one that can hear it.
Well, when they were messing with them frequencies and things, I think she was just dialed in a little differently than everyone else. So she was picking up a different, almost tone or resonance.
Yeah, but why didn't they try it with that? I'm just wondering why they, just to make, because wouldn't you
I
want them all to be working on it somewhat, or
No, I don't. I think it was an accident. She was the first one.
oh, okay.
And when they were fine tuning all the audio receptors and stuff she has, hers didn't have like a default preset all the other kids got. Hers were still kind of getting tweaked, or weren't optimized. And that's why she picked up on that frequency, a different frequency that the other kids couldn't.
Yeah,
And
then
then
why
one
couldn't I was gonna
and
say
then
why
once they were able to tap into it, now they're like, oh shit, we can use this tech.
now why couldn't Kirsch just switch his hearing or whatever
He
his
he
audio?
he might still be able to. I think they just discovered it in this episode. You know what I mean? It was just like discovered, like, oh, accident. This is an accidental byproduct of our tech that we can expand upon. And I don't think they knew they could even do that. And that's why they were moving them dials and asking her, "Do you hear it yet? Do you hear it?" You know what I mean? So yeah, slightly it gets kind of manipulated in a plot involving the alien egg. You got Wendy discovering that she could hear Xenomorph's language and
And reproduce
also
it.
reproduce it, but we don't know if she's technically understanding their language, translating it, and we
No,
don't know if she can recreate it technically or if it's just sounds. Like, we don't know that they're saying words, is my point.
No, I think it's more of a almost how animals communicate, where it's
In
more of a
tone.
yeah, in tone and the style of it. Like she seems to be figuring out, because I think it's more. It seems, I don't want to say emotional based, but it's more a feeling. Dogs sense people sometimes, or
Yeah.
bad people and stuff. So
Bark at
I
the
think it's more like
mailman
that.
and yeah, and then with you they
She
might, do a playful sound, you
Yeah.
know.
So I think she's just mimicking the ones that she thinks that are like nicer. That's why, as we've seen, she was kind of
Well,
curbing.
she was testing out different sounds too. We also seen this really weird moment with the redhead hybrid named Nibs, where she just goes off the effing rails. Like she is a bipolar little kid that they should have never put in an AI body. Cause
Well, I
she's like, well, then, and she's also got some PTSD from the alien
That's what I
experience.
think it is. She gets some trauma there.
Right. But I think she had past trauma potentially too. And this just snapped her because she's crazier than I think she's probably ever been in this new synthetic body.
She's
Because
having a big.
first of all, she comes around and says, yeah, she's pregnant. She's so crazy, she's a robot, can't even get pregnant. She thinks she's pregnant. So she's in denial about her whole status, her whole being. Because she says something to the the one engineer
Like how,
lady.
yeah, the psychologist, I think she is, or behaviorist,
Okay.
or child
Yeah.
educator type one.
Right. She says something to the one lady about, yeah, all these changes I'm going through, it's not because what they said, what's inside of me, all these synthetic things. She was like, I'm pregnant. So she acknowledges that the other kids have told her that she's a hybrid now. She's not a human.
Mm.
Right then and there, she goes, oh, it's not these synthetic kids. They keep telling me that's making me feel different inside. She's like, I'm pregnant. So she goes from acknowledging that the other kids said that they were all now robots, basically hybrids, and then to acknowledging that, and then to denial that she's not one of them because she's pregnant, to just literally snapping on that lady more than once. The first time she snaps on her, she just kind of like shouts at her and scares her. And then the second time,
Drops
she
that
just,
leg on the floor, but you hear it as a big thud, like knocks the book or something,
yeah,
knocks something out of her hand. Almost, it seemed like.
yeah,
That big,
you
big
hear
hurt.
you hear the just pure strength that she
Yeah.
has at that point, which spooks the lady. But then after that, she's like jumps. She literally jumps out her chair and on top of her and is about to choke this lady just for saying for because she said she didn't want to talk about a certain topic,
Mhm.
and she kept going on about it. She said, "I told you stop," and launches herself from one chair on top of this lady and is about to choke the shit out of her. And then the
And
lady just
she
press a
stared
little.
her down. She was just like
And
thinking about.
when she gets out the situation, press the little security button, and she's like, you know, get this bitch up out of here. Hey, I forgot I had a meeting, and she's like, yo, we need to shut her down like immediately. So now this lady that she goes from almost being a mother like figure to Wendy to
Yeah.
saying, we need to nurture her, we need to, kind of like cultivate her mind, kind of like slowly and let her adjust. Goes from that. Chalada love, yo, what's up, bro? She goes from like being this nurturing mother figure to being like, oh, we need to just shut one of these machines down, you
Yeah.
know? Like she went, I don't know, she goes from being empathetic, like she cares about these kids in these synthetic bodies, to being like, oh, this one's crazy, kill it.
Yeah, or
So,
or they're something else to it. Yeah, well, I mean they're stronger than everybody. They're I mean they temper tantrum. I mean they could do some damage.
Yeah, but at the same time, you hear what I'm saying? Like the fact that she was acting like they were still people,
Mm.
and then she has that polar switch where she's like, no, she wants to shut this machine down, whether it's got a soul in it, a human mind or not. She doesn't care because
Well,
it's a threat. And
well,
she doesn't care that it's a child no more. Shut it down.
I mean, if the child's capable of, maybe killing half of the facility on a rampage,
I get her worries, but
yeah,
it's
you know.
just for me it's the
Well, she got scared shitless. I mean, what do you expect her to do? Like she knew she was inches away from death right there. That if she didn't stop before she grabbed her neck could have been snapped, no problem, or she could have just been pummeled. There's nothing she would even think about doing. She couldn't have done nothing.
yeah, for me it's the drastic like polarization of her as a character because when she was talking to her boyfriend and he was warning her like, hey, this shit's going off the rails. This ain't science, her husband or whatever.
Yeah.
And then she's like, but no, we need to ride this out. We got a lot. This is science. We're working on this. And then she goes into that room with the redhead girl Nibs, you
Yeah.
know, all that switch. She was now I think she sees what her husband was talking about. Like, oh, this shit's getting out of hand.
I think it's not only that, it's just that the complete utter disregard that Cavalier has for anybody's opinion.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, he's just high on his own power. He thinks he's
It's
smarter, and
it's his world. You're in it.
uh,
That's what he's saying about people. I need to remind them it's my world and they're just in it. That's what he says about Wendy's brother. You know,
oh, yeah, I mean, I get it, but I mean, he's like really just. I mean, I think that's what a lot of people, because they're trying to put in safety barriers and stuff like that, and he's just, no, let's do this. Let's just rip it right open. Let's put one in a lung. Let's see what happens.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He's out there. So and then he catches Wendy's brother Hermit in this crazy like kind of he sparks a deal with him, but it's like an offer you can't refuse. It's like a Godfather deal where it's like, oh well, you you want to be with your sister, well then you're gonna stay here. She's property of us now. And what they want him to do is co-sign, basically give a 5-star review on their process. Tell it, go out. We need somebody who's related to this person to go out and say, no, they took my sister's mind, you know, and put it in this synthetic body, and it was a successful transfer. Give a 5-star review publicly as a family member, and say
No,
that is your sister. And Hermit refuses initially, and then he's like, well, that's cool. You can go back home, or whatever the case, but she ain't going with you because she's our property now. And then he decides, well, he wants to stay with his sister, you know, or they even tell him because he's got an artificial lung from them that you can go home and we'll bill you for it,
well,
or you
that's the
can
guy.
stay.
That's the guy later on. But yeah,
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's kind of the deal with Prodigy is we built your sister. She's property of us. We gave you that lung you got in your chest. So either you could stay here and, you know, do as we tell you, or you can go home and lose your sister and get billed, $500,000 for that fake lung.
well, yeah, not even that. You see how Cavalier then goes to Wendy and then manipulates her to have her brother stay. So he's playing both of them to try to stay together and making them, kind of do what he wants.
D&M, can you elaborate on the goofy execution? I'd like to know what you mean by that. The Last Jedi of alien properties. That's crazy work. I would do it.
I'll definitely say it's not that bad.
Last Jedi. I would say Covenant would be maybe the Last Jedi of the Alien series. Alien Covenant. But some people would argue with me there. Yeah. So beyond that, like I said, Hermit's kind of caught up. So now he's got to work for Prodigy if he wants to stay in his sister Wendy's life. And he probably, they probably turn his lung off if he left anyhow. So it probably got a shutdown switch. Yeah. So, you kind of got that going on. And the episode basically kind of ends with Wendy acting upon her newfound abilities to recreate the xenomorph sounds. And you see that alien finally pop out of Hermit's old lung in that tube that Prodigy's got. And I thought it was dope. Here's why I'll say I think it was dope. It was the first time we seen like a baby alien since Alien, the first Alien movie. And I thought it looked like that alien, but looked better. Yeah. Like it looked like the alien from the first Aliens where its hands were all T-Rexed up like against his body like this, and its legs were like, but it was more of like a snake. It moved more like a snake than a xenomorph. Yeah. And I like that. Because I think, what was it in, was it Covenant that they had like the one little baby alien? It wasn't a xenomorph, a protomorph or something like that they called it. And it like immediately was like on all fours running, Yeah. And I kind of like that they have like almost a snake form up until a certain point when its limbs grow a little longer and then it can run like a dog or whatever. All right, we've got DNM expanding on his comment. The hybrid synthetics pose genuinely interesting ideas, but the idea of adults playing kids, their behaviors, ridiculous antics of Cavalier tarnish the story. I will agree with you, and I did say on our last show when we reviewed the last episode, I think it was the last episode. We've only done, 3 of these because there was 2 in the premiere, the third episode. So I think it was the last episode where I said, I started worrying when all the kids were sitting in a circular group in the last episode and the kids were like kicking their feet in the air and talking but they were grown adults, but they were talking like 5 and 8-year-olds. Like, what are we going to do with our new bodies? And I was like, oh my God, if this whole series is like this, I'm not going to be able to watch it. But I can't remember. It's the one black guy that's a hybrid. He seems to be a younger child than the rest of them, I think, and that's why he acts that much more childish. But I can't remember his name, and they all got Peter Pan names and all that. But he hasn't had a huge story arc. He's kind of just been in the background with most of these hybrids. But I'll agree with you. The synthetics pose and hybrids, they pose interesting ideas. I love it. That's my favorite part about the series is the different kind of robots, the hybrids, synthetics, and the cyborgs. That's my favorite part about the series so far. The antics of Cavalier can get annoying. I'll admit that. They do remind me of Lex Luthor from Batman v Superman. Who played that dude?
Which Luthor?
I just said Batman vs Superman. Oh. Jesse Eisenberg. Cavalier reminds me of Jesse Eisenberg's Lex Luthor somewhat, where he's that quirky tech guy, right? That we talked about, where he's the Facebook guru. He's, so I'll agree. I'll agree with you somewhat on Cavalier's behaviors, but I think they're intentionally made for you to hate him. The show wants us to hate him. I hate him. There's nothing to like about this guy. He does have ridiculous antics. He's an ass clown.
Oh, yeah.
With too much money.
Too much ego.
And the fact that they call him the boy genius. He hasn't shown any of that to me, that he's a genius. He just seems like a rich punk, right? A kid with too much money. So is he forced? Is that like a nickname he created and paid people to call him? Probably. This guy's a prick.
I mean, yeah, if he was really a genius, he would be, he'd be in the lab too, or not, maybe not doing that, but doing other stuff, and he would know what these people are doing to the, to the synthetics. He's having other people's,
Do all his work.
That's what it seems like. Like he'd,
Yes.
well, turn her back on, dude.
Yeah. So I'm agreeing with you, DNM. I'm agreeing with you to an extent, but I think some of the stuff is intentional. Like the adults playing kids, yeah, that can get annoying. But I think Wendy's doing a great job. Like Wendy, I'm buying. I like her character. I'm buying it. I think a couple of the other ones are kind of difficult to watch on screen, but it doesn't bother me probably as much as it does you. He says, while Kirsch and Mara are carrying the story, in his opinion, I would agree. Those are my two probably favorite characters from the series outside of. I like Wendy. I like and what's Wendy's real name to her brother? Marcy. Yeah. Yeah. Keep forgetting that. Plus the corporatocracy angle doesn't work outside of the world building. Plus the Weyland-Yutani merger happened 60 years earlier in the main timeline. Yeah, I guess that's something that like I said, that's something my son could debate with him all day on that the canon timeline and all that, but I don't know 60 years. So if it happened 60 years earlier, the Weyland-Yutani merger, does that mean that it shouldn't exist now? Like it happened 60 years earlier, then it still exists, right? So I don't see how that's a negative, I guess. I don't know. Unless you're saying that in the show they said it just kind of recently happened, but I don't recall that.
Yeah, but I didn't pay that much attention.
Yeah, I'm not a total. I don't know all the canon like some people do. Yeah, he's agreement. Let's see. Even then, the scene between Wendy and the Long Burster reminds him of David and the Neomorph.
But he shot it like that on purpose, though.
He says he takes it as creativity over continuity, not opposed, not for it. So you're kind of in the middle. Yeah, here's the one thing I will say that I've heard some fans saying that I think I'm on this side of the fence with the series. As much as like the hardcore Alien fans are like, I guess, nitpicking the canon aspects that some of this show breaks for them, I think the side of the fence I'm on with a lot of people is that as much as some of this stuff is maybe breaks canon or is a little bit outside of the normal timeline for Alien wise, I think like it's a lot of it's new, it's refreshing, and it's needed in this franchise. So because you can only do that same storyline over and over and over so many times before it grows stale. There's people on a ship, a face hugger, they fuck with something they shouldn't fuck with. Face hugger gets on their face, it pops through their chest. Now there's an alien running around. Now you got to eject it out the ship, or you got to kill it somehow. They've done
or just
that.
Kill yourself with it.
They've drained that well so many times where where it's like they've done, or it's some weird, it's a pred alien hybrid, or it's a human alien hybrid, or it's a engineer alien hybrid. Like there's only so many times you can just keep tapping that well, so many times, and then now it's drained, the water's dried, and this for me feels very refreshing. Like this for me, I said on the one episode, it made me want to go back and watch. Um, damn, now I'm forgetting the name of it. What? God, I hate when we're live streaming and I can't remember shit.
Which aliens? The Covenant?
No, not the Aliens movie. The other one that Ridley Scott did with the synthetics, Blade Runner.
Oh,
Maybe want to go back and watch Blade Runner again because the synthetics from the alien world are directly tied to that series. So, like, just this series having Kirsch in it made me want to go back and watch Blade Runner just to get more of the synthetics. Because I'm like, damn, I'm liking this whole cyborg robot, like this war of ideologies between what a human is, what a cyborg is, what a synthetic is, and all the just that, So, and then I'm kind of liking, the corporate angle a little bit. I'm kind of liking that. Did Wayland Utani intentionally crash this ship into Prodigy to stop their progress, to start an outburst of xenomorphs, or was it unintentional? Was it an accident? Prodigy's just taking advantage of it.
Well, I think it was unintentional because Mara was asking, like, where did I crash land? Where, he wasn't sure where the ship was landing. So I think that it was unintentional by him, but they didn't have much control over the ship at that point.
Yeah. So I mean that's still kind of left up for the viewer to kind of make up in your mind. That's left up to interpretation, kind of. Maybe they'll expand upon that later. But right now, you just know it's some shit going on behind the scenes with Prodigy and Wayland Utani. You can see how Cavalier acts whenever Wayland Utani's name is brought up. He almost gets jealous, and his whole kind of demeanor changes based upon that. So, but DNM, thank you for subbing to the channel. We appreciate you jumping in. He says he's still on the fence. He likes some of the show and some of it he doesn't like. Sounds like a true Alien fan.
Yeah, well, he knows his shit probably more than I do.
Yeah.
I just got the outside look, of course. Yeah, like I said, yeah, there are a lot of good things to take away from it. I think the style it's done in is very very reminiscent of that alien world, that look from the movies and stuff. Yeah, I guess some things should be written different, but we'll see if it works out. I'm liking it. I have no complaints, really.
I will say this. Well, let's read G's chat first. She said aliens traumatize her or facehuggers traumatize her as a kid. The way they move so fast and jump and latch onto the face. That is part of the scariness about the facehugger. Is it literally, for one, like smothers people, latches onto their face, hugs the back of it, there's like no way to get it off once the tail wraps around your neck and it's hugging the back of your face. And then the fact that it basically grapes you.
Yes.
But face grapes you. I'm trying, I try. There's no sense in being safe. We just showed Toxic Avengers member earlier, so at this point, it's all bad. But yeah, I that is part of it. Like when I remember them saying when they were coming up with the ideas for these creatures, like that literally was part of the scariness. Like when they were like, no, this is the version we want to go with the facehuggers. They said it was because it literally represented elements of that dark, where it's like non-consensual. Let's put it that way. and then it impregnates you. Think about it, like it's dark.
Unlike the Greys and the other aliens where they just probe your asshole, these ones actually rape your face.
Yes,
They're face rapers.
they definitely are. They're not just face huggers; they're face grapers. Grape.
No.
With the G at the front. It's dark. It's dark. And Aliens has always been dark, bro. I mean, it's always been dark and scary for that reason. The humanoid kind of appearance of the xenomorph is what's scary about it. It looks like it could be a version of us from some dark corner of the galaxy.
Yeah, but
right?
I think they have stated, at least I thought they had in the show, that it seems to take some resemblance to the species that it impregnates. So it takes some of your DNA to fertilize. So like they had the octopus eyeball on the lamb, didn't they? And what I'm saying, what if they get a dog? What if they get
the octo eye thing? Yeah, that was another great scene in this episode. I do want to talk about that we almost skipped over was that octo eye attaching to that sheep, that sheep's eye, and just that whole scene, just watching it play out, like you said, Kirsch just observing. He's just observing.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's into everything. So I mean,
which is the name of the episode? Observation. Kirsch. Hello. He dropped his tambourine, y'all. But yeah,
tambourine tonight. So yeah,
that was a sick scene.
That's actually got me more interested in anything, is just to see what he's up to or what he's got planned. I mean, is he almost going to be kind of like a David-esque character where,
yeah, Bishop? You don't know. You don't know with these kind of characters.
So I'm definitely that's what's got me kind of interested.
What does worry me is knowing the Aliens franchise, like every time I like a character, they kill them. And I'm like, man, I really like Kirsch. Like, I would watch a whole Kirsch series. He's a good actor, bro. Whoever's playing him, like, he doesn't come off as extra robotic, for the purpose of acting. But he doesn't come across as human either.
No.
So
he's definitely something different.
Yeah, he's playing the synthetic perfectly. So I'm gonna be honest, this wasn't my favorite episode though. So far, I think I like the first 3 episodes more than this, but I didn't dislike this episode either. So score wise, I'm gonna give this a 7.5. This episode, it was serviceable. It was cool.
Yeah, I'm still gonna keep it 8. And there was no real action in it, but I think it gave you a lot to think about with a lot of these characters. Even that one girl's obsession with becoming like the pet to Cavalier over Wendy, where she's got that jealousy.
Yeah,
and
well, we seen a little bit of that in the last episode where she was talking to him about why is Wendy better than the rest of us type deal. So yeah, it progressed the story. That's why I said it's a serviceable episode. I liked it. It was 7.5. It was cool. It wasn't bad. Wasn't great.
I guess it's just missing a little bit of action, but
yeah, little action would have kept it at an 8 for me. So that's the only reason I'm taking.
I don't think it needed to, just because of. I mean, like I said, man, there's all kinds of things going on.
I mean, you have some weird
Nips flipping like she did, and what's going on with Morrow and the Indian kid,
and slightly.
And but like the one dude that's helping Kirsch as a scientist or whatever, and now he's learning. Well, I could download all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And there was we can, like they're just like,
yeah, they had no clue. He's like, yeah, I'm helping him in the lab. I'm you know. So I mean, yeah, like it definitely built on the story. I don't have no major complaints.
You just want to see some alien kill some people.
No, it's just, it's on one day a week, 1 hour. We do a whole show about it. A little more action helps, something, but I still like good storytelling. It was a good show. I didn't dislike it at all. Like I said, I don't have no major complaints. I
There's a
like,
lot of threats of violence. Okay, there was a lot of
yeah,
threats of violence.
yeah.
Marvel was threatening violence.
I
This
mean,
was
you had some violence with the Octo Eye, just as some body horror, kind of animal body horror, whatever. You had that, so it was cool. I really liked the baby xenomorph at the end. I thought that was done great. I really thought that was the highlight of this episode, as far as like,
and then Kirsch just standing there watching,
like paying homage, like I said, to the very first Alien movie, and then also building upon that, making that baby alien just look more believable. The way it moved like a snake, the CGI nowadays is so much better, and even if they went practical on a couple shots in that, they were able to make it cohesive where I couldn't tell between shots whether it was CGI or practical, it just looked good. And yeah, looked much more alive and believable, the baby alien, than it did in the first, but that movie was made in like 79 or whatever, so I get it. But it was cool to see them go, no, we're not going to run away from that. This is our history. We're going to build upon that, make it look even cooler. And yeah, so I'm interested to see where this series keeps going. What do we got? 8 episodes?
I believe so. I believe that's where we're at.
So we're about halfway.
Was definitely 8. So I think this
we're halfway through on this. Halfway through. Matter of fact, I could check on slides I sent you last week because we had a episode list. So yeah, 7 episodes. So we're more than halfway through with this. There's only 3 more episodes.
Oh man, we're gonna need more.
We're gonna need another season.
Yeah, they're at the end on a cliffhanger because there's no way they can wrap up this 7 episodes and we're over halfway through.
And then it's like, if people like the series, if the fan reception to its if the majority is positive, I'm cool. Give me a spinoff or 2. Give me a Alien Kirsch spinoff. Give me a Wendy spinoff, and maybe I go back to Alien Earth and revisit some Morrow or some of these other characters. I'd watch a whole movie with Morrow being the villain.
I think we're going to see how they're going to end with this. I mean, what exactly happens, how they contain it and whatnot, to see even who survives to even go back on.
That's one of my complaints about the Alien franchise is, like, outside of Ripley, there's not a lot of
people off.
Well, yeah, and there's not a lot of characters I get to watch journey. Even in Prometheus, David was the only one that carried on a little bit, but like the girl that lived at the end of Prometheus, they killed her off in Covenant, and you didn't even get to see her story, see her die. Like, you're just told she died. And I would like to follow some of these characters' journeys a little longer,
Well, they are going against the aliens, and it's not easy to survive that. So that's where the kind of
Yeah. I mean, I get that. But even if it's not against the aliens, I could just watch Morrow be a piece of shit in the galaxy. Like, I don't interacting with synthetics. It could be. That's why I said it could be a whole spinoff, just synthetics. It don't have to be. I get that it's in this world. That's why I said the whole Blade Runner. That's the shit I'm liking about this series, is that it's building on that mythology a little bit more, where it's giving me more to want, from the alien world.
Now there was always some type of android or whatever in these movies or whatever.
Yeah, those were synthetics.
Yeah.
like Kirsch.
Weren't they kind of? I mean, weren't some of them like homicidal, or a series of them were homicidal or something, where the people didn't trust them because
I don't know that they were. Maybe one did or something like that, and then word gets around, and then it's like don't trust none of them, you know.
or them
But
just being logical and practical, and the
I don't know that. I'd have to go back and watch.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just thought there was that kind of implication, and that's where I'm wondering if if Kirsch kind of brings that up, upon him, because I'm telling you, that dude's going to be dirty in this.
I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, the way he is with Slightly, the fact that he's listening to his phone calls with Morrow and is not informing Cavalier, it's like he almost wants to see how left this shit can go.
Yeah. Or
You
he's
know,
just. I mean, yeah. I mean, he wants to see if maybe he's testing, the kid, just to see if he's going to how far he will go, and he's got a plan in place to stop it whenever Morrow shows up.
yeah, but the fact that he's making all these plans without Cavalier's permission and protocol kind of
Well,
is
why would
that.
he? Cavalier shuts down everything in a fucked up way where
Yeah,
he's
but
more
in that
comfortable.
way, Cavalier's also his master. In that way, he created him. He's a robot. He's a synthetic. He's got ownership and kind of, it's like you with your computer. Why shouldn't your computer power on when you hit power? Why shouldn't it, go to the website, you type it in? And that's how Cavalier's mindset is. Do what the fuck I tell you to do. I paid for you. You're tech. Do
Well, that's
what
what
I told
I
you to
wonder.
do.
I wonder how long he's been around and how he's kind of his
Right. His
persona
AI has
evolved.
evolved. Yeah. I'm sure his AI has evolved, but there's also probably a certain amount that he's not letting Cavalier even see,
Oh, definitely. I'm sure he's
So
hiding code that he's writing over everything, or any kind of blocks that maybe he had too. I don't know.
yeah, who knows? So like I said, those are the things that are most interesting to me about the series. Not even the xenomorphs, the aliens, which I love, but I like that there's more to this series than just aliens and space miners or whatever. You know what I mean?
Octopi eyes.
Yeah, and then you got different aliens, which is super cool too. So
Yeah,
I mean,
I hope we see something going on with them, because it's almost going to seem like they're going to have like a Jurassic Park like breakout on this island.
oh,
Everything's going, yeah.
yeah, on Earth too, to that extent.
Well, at least they're on an island right now. That's what I'm saying, where you can
Right.
almost kind of contain things to a certain point. But yeah,
But there almost has to be a reason they're calling this series Alien Earth. Sounds like Outbreak to me.
yeah. But if
So can they
well,
contain it? Can they we'll see.
I assume anybody with any kind of money is probably going to be in some kind of space station, anyways, and sending synths, or their robots or androids or cyborgs and everything else down at these things.
And then, let's not forget that Predator Badlands trailer shows a synthetic in that series with the Wayland Yutani logo in its eyes. So does Wayland shut Prodigy down and take over their synthetic tech after this? This is all going to be cool to watch all this stuff kind of tying together, and that's what I was getting at with DNM's comments earlier. I get that some of the hardcore fans, they live by canon, in a lot of ways. They're like, no, this is the timeline. And for me, it's like, hey, if we got to play with it a little bit to make it better, to build on it, to add more series, to build on, put more shows out, more movies out, I'm cool with that, bro. I don't want to necessarily stay stuck in a box, from 1979 to 2020. You know what I mean? So, but I do understand some criticism because with certain canon stuff, I can get picky too.
Oh, definitely, definitely. I think we all can on certain things.
Yeah, when it's something you care about, I do it with MCU stuff. I'll be like, no, 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 this happened. This is what we seen on film. That's the comics. This is the movie canon. So I get it too. I get his arguments, but that was cool. He subscribed to the channel. I want to give a shout out to Penny, to G, DNM, hopping in the chat, supporting
There's
us
one
as
more.
always. There was one more.
Yeah, we had
Chalada Love. Yeah, Chalada
Chalada.
Love. Can't forget Chalada Love. Chalada always coming by. He comes by for the Yo Retro show, which I will be doing tomorrow at 8 p.m. Should have a new pinball table coming out. If y'all into gaming, retro gaming, I do that. Me and Unc are over here plotting on a Cleveland Gaming Classic show coming up soon. Or not show, an event coming up soon at the IX Center in Cleveland. So we're going to be, I actually requested Unc the 19th, that Friday off, and then the following Monday so I could recover. So we're kicking it. We're going hard in the paint.
I will definitely be off that Friday. I think we'll go back to 410. So be styling and profiling.
You with the styling and profiling.
Yeah. Well, come on, I golf with Ric Flair. What do you expect?
Okay. Woo!
Exactly.
Let's come back next week, y'all. We'll be talking about episode 5 on Yo
Retro
Hero, fool.
Oh, sorry.
But we back tomorrow on Retro. Yeah, me and Chaotic, son.